Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the final session of the 2016 RVA Open and Invitational. We're here with session 9. We have had 2 great days of lifting, and now we're in our final session of snatches. The men's 105 and 105 plus categories coming to you live from Richmond, Virginia, RVA CrossFit. We have another couple hours of lifting on deck, and then we'll have this year's RVA Open Invitational in the bag. I am joined by veteran weightlifting, international weightlifting coach Don McCauley.
How you doing?
And for Barbend, I am David Tao. So we're well underway here. Had the first couple lifts in, and we're waiting for Jeff Madden to come out for his first attempt at 45 kilos. So these are the big boys. These are the big boys lifting.
Yep, we're gonna get, and we've got some masters here. We've got some open lifters.
Now, Don, you've trained some super heavyweights and some heavyweights in your day.
Yes, I have.
And when training, especially super heavyweight lifters, do you approach training and volume a little differently with those athletes?
Yeah, you do. Basically, the volume can't be as much as the smaller people. And I'm going with that more now with men and women. Same kind of deal. Sometimes the intensity can be a bit more than with the small people. And the reason on both those things is, frankly, big people aren't as efficient as small people, and therefore the slightly lower volume. But big people, and they also, well, here's a lifter. Let's get to him first. Jeff Madden, second attempt.
He's a heavyweight, just under 105 kilos. Looks pretty good.
There you go. That looked all right to me. And it was.
Now Jeff is lifting out of Lift Heavy Off and Barbell. He is a master's lifter, born in 1973, and he's on the board with his first 2 snatches.
Yeah, and back to the intensity. The intensity, as far as a personal percentage of their best, can be a little higher because they've got the mass. They're not lifting twice. They're usually not lifting twice their weight, as a small person might be. Might be 1 1/4, might be 1 1/2 times their weight. Their mass can move that bar, and it's not going to take out what it'd take out of a small person to do a high percentage lift. So a slight less volume and a little bit more intensity seems to fit them pretty good.
Well, everyone likes watching the big folks lift. It's always a crowd favorite. And speaking of heavyweight and super heavyweight lifters, you coached a lifter last session.
Yep.
Tori, who did quite well and qualified for the American Open with
qualified for the Americans. Had some bad luck in the snatches today. She's about a 90, 91, 2 kilo snatcher, and she only did 80 today. That's how snatches go some days. But came back and did a couple of good clean and jerks. Qualified for the. That's why we picked the numbers we picked. Qualified for the American Open, and then we tried to qualify for the Nationals as well. The 114 would have given her a national qualifying total, and she just got a little forward with it, and that was that.
I have a feeling we'll be seeing Tori Brady at Nationals. Maybe the year after. I feel like
no, she'll be at this next Nationals. Mm-hmm. She's already done the lifts and training, actually pretty easily in one day. And today was just a day that it was hot. There were 20 women in the session.
Yep.
40 attempts out waiting, so took a little bit out of her, I think.
Here we go, Jeff Madden, his 3rd and final attempt in the snatch today. Oh, that's going to be a no lift for Madden.
Had a little loopiness going on there in the second pull, and it just fell right back off him.
Now, Don, what are some super heavies that you have trained? You've obviously worked a lot with Kane Wilkes, who's the top super heavy male in North America now, but you've worked with a bunch over the years.
Well, I think my mic's off.
Okay, can we turn Don's mic up a little bit, folks?
Hello? Hello.
There you go, Don.
There I am.
I'm back.
Well, Kane's father lets me talk to him once in a while when and something like that. When somebody like Kane has trained with his dad as a coach for years and years and years, you're not going to go in even though Chris and I were working together down at Muscle Driver, you're not going to go in and just wholesale try to say, hey, don't do it like that, do it like this. The kid's already doing 500-pound clean and jerk, you know. You say little things to him, like maybe you notice that he didn't stand up like he usually does, finish the pull, whatever it is. I don't like that word, I don't like that phrase, finish the pull, but in any case, he doesn't do that. And, you know, we've had a few. I've had a few young kids. I had Cheryl, of course, but that was just like, you know, riding Secretariat or something. You just held on, and she was going to do what she did, and you didn't have to correct too much.
Brian Dean going for his first attempt here, 69 kilograms on the bar.
That looks sharp.
Yeah, good speed from Brian, good position.
Yeah.
He's got a lot more in the tank.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Cheryl's in. Cheryl Hayworth is the lifter we're talking about right now. 3-time U.S. Olympian, 1-time Olympic bronze medalist. She's in Hong Kong right now.
In Hong Kong right now, and starting to coach. And hopefully she remembers to invite me out to Hong Kong one day. But she's having a great time out there, and you know, she's a great kid. And
well, we've had a few listeners in Hong Kong over the stream this weekend. Hopefully, she listens and remembers to at least send you a postcard.
I would think she would.
If not, invite you out.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for her.
The lifter's George Templeton.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Right over his midline. That was a good lift.
Pretty easy.
Now Tom Sroka is chiming in on the thread. He says, "What's up again, dudes?"
Was he a super heavy? I don't know.
Was he? No, he's a svelte super heavy these days.
He's a Notre Dame fan. I know that.
He says Kenny Wright, another lifter he coaches, is lifting in this session. So we'll be watching out for Kenny in a few lifts.
Be sure to influence the judges on that kid.
Yeah, slip him some cash to turn down a lift. That looked like a I don't know. It looked like a press out to me.
Yeah. I want to say
on the clean.
Yeah, on the clean. Surely an elbow touch.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know about that on the power clean. long arms.
Yeah, something like that.
You've worked with Tom before, right? You know Tom.
Worked with Tom. Went down at Muscle Driver.
Tom now concentrating on the grid league.
Oh, he's doing well. He's looking svelte. He's trimmed up. He's looking like he's moving well. Seems to be having a lot of fun.
Well, Tom also was a thrower in college. So now that seems to be a pretty big source, pretty big feeder, at least in America, for super heavyweight talent.
Yeah, and I think it's going to become bigger. We've had a few, and I think it's going to become even bigger over now that the weightlifting is getting more popular, and throwers actually know that there is something they can go into that they might actually be able to get on international teams.
I got the second attempt here for Brian Deem, 71 kilos on the bar. Oh, that's another good-looking lift.
Yeah, that is. Yep.
Folks, if you're listening right now, we have Don McCauley, the legend himself, doing a little color commentary between bites of the lovely dinner they provided the staff and volunteers here at the RVA Open. If you like what you're hearing, give the stream a share. The more people who share this stream, the more people who are going to see it. And what our goal is here at Barbin right now is to get weightlifting out to more folks, expose more people to some quality coverage of the sport than might have previously been offered. And you're a big part of that. Your shares, your likes, your comments, they fuel these lifters, encourage them, and allow more folks to see this live coverage courtesy of barbend.com.
I hear it blew up pretty much when Tori was out there lifting.
That's no exaggeration. She had close to 200 comments. Go Tori. All the folks at MASH in North Carolina are watching her.
Yep.
She had fans all over, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, how could she not? She moves really well.
She moves really well. She moves like a lighter person, and she's just building into the supers now. And I think we'll have big things in the future from her.
So Wayne Clevenger up for his first attempt at 72 kilos.
In case you're wondering out there, he was showing the judges that there's some sort of an elbow problem that he can't straighten quite. Looks like pretty good form. Looks like pretty straight arms.
Yeah.
To me, though.
Tom Sroka is just wants you to know, Don, that he's eating Baconators while watching the big guys. Seemed appropriate.
It's not the first time he's had a Baconator, I'll tell you that.
Not the
right
first
now,
time. He said Baconators, plural tonight.
He did.
So.
He did say that, didn't he? That would be right.
So Glenn Jackson, welcome back to the thread. I know Glenn was watching earlier, back to watching some weightlifting. Earl James Cardigan says, let's go, will it? A lot of folks are already commenting on the thread. Send us your questions, send us your comments, whether it's questions for me, but more importantly, questions for Don McCauley.
Yeah.
He's older and has more insurance than me, so he's got he'll be willing to answer more questions.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody that has anything to do with weightlifting that thinks that I wouldn't answer just about any question or just give my opinion freely.
Don has a voice perfect for weightlifting coverage. He's like the Garrison Keillor of strength sports right now.
Can I get a job? PBS weightlifting team. That'd be really good. We don't want to get too excited, but we'll lift nicely.
Maybe you're not getting enough ketchup.
Could be.
Well, we are watching the big guys lift, the 105 kilo lifters and the plus 105 kilo lifters. Some more plus than others.
Some more plus than others. Plus is nothing wrong with plus.
More to love, more to lift.
More love.
We got George Templeton back on. He had a great first lift. I really liked his form and his catch.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Postal Barbell Club. I don't know where that's from. I don't know where any of the... So many clubs. That's what's impressing me. That's pretty... he had a little... Yeah,
Let's see if they give it to him. He doesn't seem convinced.
I don't think so. No.
It's going to be a no lift by the judges.
Yeah. He got a little ahead of himself. Got a little out of sync there.
Folks, if you got questions for Don McCauley, if you got questions about weightlifting, about life, Don's lived all over. You got questions about moving. You got a move coming up. You need some packing tips. Yeah. Don's got them for you.
I got them.
Let's hear. So we got some good lifting coming up in this session. Big session, last session of the day.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a plea out there too for as far as lifters too. If there are any women or men, shot putters, discus throwers out there that want to try another sport, try to get in touch with somebody about it in weightlifting. Might be another way to go.
Now, Cheryl, how did she get started in weightlifting? Back to Cheryl Hayworth, American record holder still, both the snatch and the clean and jerk.
Cheryl from, this was long before I got down to Savannah. She was about 13 years old, and the story I know is that basically her dad brought her into the gym and basically told them that this girl was going to be the American champion. And I think she snatched, 45 kilos the first day she was in the gym.
First time touching a bar, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that'll work.
Yeah, and she had been there you go, that's a nice lift again.
Brian Deem, looking really sharp today.
That's very nice.
He came prepped.
But she was a softball player.
Okay.
At that time, and didn't take her long to switch over
lift.
to a
that was turned down. Judges turned that one down.
We must have missed an elbow bend on that one. Or
From where we're seeing it was a little less clear than what the judges can see.
Yeah, right. But that was it. She got into lifting, and arguably the best lifter we've ever had. I think.
Well, one of the best lifters
certainly the
in
best
American
international
history. Yeah.
Yeah. Certainly the best and longest international record among the lifters. And her records, of course, are still standing.
Now, do you think there's anyone in the in USA weightlifting right now who has a shot at those records?
No.
Fair enough.
No, I think you've got Sarah. Sarah's close. I don't think she's going to get there. I'm not. You never know. But time moves on. And Cheryl was a very unique athlete. Had she not been injured early, here comes a nice lift, we hope. And that one I think he got, if he got that right elbow straight.
Yeah, I'd call. I'm looking at the live stream now.
I couldn't see it.
That's a good lift.
That's a good lift, yeah, okay.
So Johnny Montoya says, keep your eyes open for James Willett. That boy's going to put up some weight, so I've heard.
Okay.
James Willett listening later on in the session.
Yeah. Okay. We'll be from Nobel Barbell Club.
And his coach is Nathan James, so we'll look out for James Willett. If there's anyone you're cheering for in particular, let us know on the stream. We just want to see some made lifts. We're not biased.
Yep.
We just want to see people make lifts.
Yep.
We don't like missed lifts. Those don't make us too happy.
No, I'm unhappy when I see those.
You don't want to make don't make Don unhappy.
Yeah. We've got out there loading. We've got Angela Williams, a really, really good master lifter from down in Virginia here. I've coached her on different occasions.
We have some very capable loaders this weekend.
Yeah, high level loading going on.
It's a skill. It's people underestimate.
I would not like to be doing it today.
I loaded at a meet that Joel Quintong ran probably 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was the most exhausting thing I had done in about a year before that. And Joel was just laughing his socks off.
Yeah.
He really was. All right, Wayne Clevenger coming up for a second attempt, 75 kilos. Wayne is a plus 105 kilo lifter. And he is lifting out of RVA. He's a local guy.
Good master lifter, and from Chris Lawler is his coach.
Collar to collar on that grip, big dude.
I think he got that.
I think he got that, yeah.
All power snatches, all the time.
Andrew Daly says, Drew Kostelik is a capable loader. I would agree with that. We got a lot of capable loaders. People loving James Willett on the stream, by the way. I'm looking forward to seeing him and seeing the audience reaction.
Yeah, this meet and every meet, frankly, it can move along or stall on the efficiency of the loaders. It can make a meet just drag forever if the loaders aren't good.
Well, one of the loaders right now is a lifter we saw earlier, Vignesh. A lot of folks I noticed he had superior mobility in the bottom positions of the lifts. He was hitting some positions that I can't even dream of. I think he went 3 for 6. Hit
that right?
A snatch and 2 clean and jerks today, I think. Lifter now, Charlie Hightower.
Yeah.
He is staring down that barbell.
Sneaking up on it a little bit. I don't know about that.
That might be a little bit of a no-no there.
Yeah. Kind of had a hitch in the middle there that didn't look too good.
So we just got our first technique question for Don McCauley. And depending on his answer, it could be our last.
Uh-oh.
Mike Cleaton asks, what would Don recommend for a lifter who rotates in the bottom of his snatch receiving position, always towards the right, and that's his front leg in the split? So maybe a little muscular imbalance or something there?
Yeah, I mean, there can be a lot of answers to that. It really does depend. It can be exactly that dominance in the one leg. Can be muscular imbalance or just tendency to rely on one side so much that you get loose in the other and you start rotating. Sometimes it can be shoulder girdle weakness, again, to the offside, but one of those things is usually the deal. Boy, that can be, you just got to hold your position, keep your chest up and stand and hang in there with that. And usually when it keeps helicoptering is what we kind of call that. As you stand, you kind of go with it a little bit and try to widen your stance a little bit and slow that thing down. I think Charlie got that one.
That's a better lift than the first one.
Yeah, a little better. Still a little bit of a hitch, but I think he got it. Yeah.
Now, Don, if you're rotating, if you identify muscular imbalance in a lifter in a barbell sport, humans are not naturally bilaterally symmetric. We got some differences on either side of our bodies.
Everybody. Sure.
If you're noticing a big discrepancy in a lifter, are you going to have them do some unilateral work to help correct those, or work through it in any other way?
Usually you go unilateral. You have them do a little bit. Again, it depends on degree, and sometimes it depends on the newness of the lifter. If it just, sometimes people, it's an odd position to begin with, and sometimes people have to have a little bit of time for their brain to get around the idea of what the balance is.
Yeah.
But if it's, if it goes on, then you got to start looking for answers for it. And usually that's a little unilateral work, or sometimes just some core work too.
And if you're looking for answers, there's no one better than Don McCauley, weight detective.
Yes. I actually have cards. The weight detective. see if we get a third one out of this lifter here. Looks like it to me.
That looked good to me. That was almost a muscle snatch on.
Yeah, Wayne, I think, is right up there with that. Yep, he was.
A few folks have asked. We had just someone ask. I believe it was Lauren Strong asking, what kind of bar are the lifters using today? The bar and all the plates, collars, all the equipment used today is from Vulcan Strength Training Systems, which is the title sponsor of this event.
Cyrus down there doing a good job for a long time. He's hanging in there. He's got a nice line of equipment, very nice prices, and he's hung around doing good work in that field for a long time. It's a tough field. There are a lot of bars out there, a lot of plates out there. He's a small independent businessman that's still staying the course. He's hanging in.
You know, I was here Friday evening when some of the invitational lifters came to feel out the place, check out the venue, check out the platform, and a few of them said they really liked the feel of the bar.
Yeah, I had no complaints from any of my lifters, and that's a good sign. And I haven't heard any complaints, and certainly the bars seem to react correctly.
Nicky, first attempt, 80 kilogram snatch. About 177 pounds and loses it forward, unfortunately. Michael Straub asking how much does the bar weigh? The men's bar is 20 kilograms. The women's bar is 15 kilograms, and that's an international standard.
Yes.
And at any weightlifting competition worth its salt, those will be the numbers.
And in case you're a pound-bound guy, that's about 44.6 pound. It's about 44.6 pounds and about 33 pounds difference. 15 kilos about 33, 20 kilos about 44.6.
So I mentioned earlier that humans don't have a lot of bilateral symmetry, but I was corrected because Earl James Cardigan says James Willett, who's lifting later in the session, has all kinds of bilateral symmetry.
Well, I would suspect he's not human then.
He's got to have two hearts.
We'll have to look at him later.
We should get him to a physician immediately.
Could be a cyborg. I want to see if he answers certain questions correctly.
Now, is that considered a performance-enhancing condition, being part machine?
I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question.
I lifted on a repaired.
Yep. Okay.
I lifted on a repaired ACL for a little while. Let me say,
is that all right?
That was not a performance-enhancing condition.
No, that did. Well, now it's going to be, not too distant future. It's going to be tough to determine because there are so many parts that can be put in now that we may not be that human after a while.
Well, I'll tell you someone who's very human, Tom Sroka, who's downing performance-enhancing Baconators right now.
Ask him what he thinks Notre Dame's chances are this year, this football season.
Tom, you heard it.
He'll probably choke on his Baconator right there.
Yeah. Seashaw is looking forward to seeing Donald Jackson lift later, but first up, we got the next snatch for Nick.
Yep. Got that first one out front. That one's pretty good. Oh,
I don't know. How, he just
little loss of balance, loss of focus, I think, more than anything.
That's just, he didn't really keep his eyes forward, chest up there.
No, he just sort of had it. It's not a bad pull, a lot better than his last one, obviously.
That's a snatch. He's definitely gonna. That's the kind of snatch you go back and you watch later and you think, how?
Oh, you're just angry.
That?
These snatches make you so angry.
What else makes you angry?
Nothing as much as snatches.
Just mostly snatches.
Yeah, that's it.
Mostly snatches and Notre Dame doing well in football?
Well, no, I have no dog in that hunt. I just
you just like egging Tom on.
Tom,
okay,
I know, lives and dies by it, but
Tom is a great friend of Barbend. He's a great friend of. Well, he's a friend of Don McCauley. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. Great.
I made him do a lot of complexes when I was up there.
Here's Charlie Hightower, his third snatch attempt for the day. 80 kilos.
Oops.
He's overhead, but I think they're going to call him for
his elbows. Yeah.
Sometimes they'll give masters a little more leeway, but not that one.
No, I think his arms were pretty well bent on that. I think he's a lot powerful guy.
Looks like a lot. I have never seen more love on this thread than everyone's showing for James Willett right now.
I think he's probably paying people. He's slipping them some
The
money.
wealthiest lifter currently, yeah. James Willett's girlfriend came up to me earlier and said she really was enjoying the live stream. So clearly selling lies in order to butter us up a little bit, get us to talk about him a bit.
Could be.
But
we'll take bribes.
We'll take bribes. Oh, but now that we've admitted to that, they got to go up in quality.
Well, if anybody close by has a nice California red, a blend or maybe a Pinot, I'm willing to pretty much throw this whole meat if I have to.
Don McCauley will not be an official at the 2016 Rio Olympics.
That's what they tell me.
He has been provisionally suspended.
Right now. Suspended just for that comment.
Just for
get out of there, yeah.
But Klokov Power Weekend, he might be at. He might be
okay
judging.
for that.
You might be judging.
Yeah, I'm okay. For
Wine's actually encouraged or required at that one.
I think it is. Yes, I think that's the way they go.
Don, did you see any footage of that event last year? It looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. I heard about that. I didn't see footage, but I think that that there's something to be said for having the judges a little in the tank. It makes them forgiving. They're forgiving after that.
Christy Daly saying Kenny Wright has love too, just reminding us on the thread. Gretchen Bredemeyer says we make our own wine and we'll share if you support Schwartz.
There you go.
Well,
love the Schwartz.
Schwartz 2016.
Best lifter of the year. I have no idea what that.
Nick, this is a do or die snatch for him in order to post a total. First one was forward. The second one just kind of shot him out the bottom.
Yeah, just like I say, it seemed like he lost his concentration there on that second one. That's a pretty good one.
That's a power snatch.
See, he's going to be angry tomorrow when he sees those.
And then Joey Gorman, great. This is the best comment I've seen all weekend. I have no idea what this is, but go James Willett. I love the announcer's hair. Are you? Well,
wait a minute.
Wait a minute. What
the hell?
which one?
We got you from like 1984, and we got me from
74 probably.
1776, I think my hair is from. What the hell?
We have the same stylist, is what's really interesting.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
But different building blocks to work with.
I said I wanted, maybe the Robert Frost look would go well with my hair type.
Yeah, and I was going after like Dr. J.
Dr. J. Link from.
But they gave it, yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
All right, it looks like we have Zachary Butler.
Little blood on the bar here.
On deck for a 90-kilo snatch.
Yeah, trying to take over, isn't he? Yeah. Trying to get on air. A little time, air time. Yeah.
Yeah, one of our we have a great tech crew behind us. You're seeing the faces right now are me and Don, or rather lack thereof. But we have 5 other guys working hard behind the scenes all week, and these have been long days too.
God, you guys have been here a long time. Okay, here we go. Zachary. Oh, he's losing it backwards. Yeah,
that's a shame.
That's a shame. It was a
That was a really good.
Nice pull.
So I have a question from Glenn Jackson for Don. I assume it's directed toward Don because I'm not super qualified to answer this one. Obviously a multifaceted issue, but what do you think needs to happen most for the U.S. program to take the next step to having lifters regularly competing for medals at Worlds and the Olympics? That's a big question.
Well, there you go. Well, you've asked the right person.
Don, you have opinions on this?
I do have I think we, and I've written a couple of things on this, and I've certainly said a lot on it. I think we have to become more professional. I think we have to decentralize. I'm somebody that did not support ever the idea of the OTC.
Okay.
I never thought it was a good thing to have because I didn't think centralized things work in this country very well. We are both so diverse and so big that I think we have to have many places, and many coaches that are qualified, developing kids in their own area. I think Lifters need to stay near a home. I think that's a balance that's necessary for support emotionally and monetary.
Especially for young lifters, I would imagine.
Yeah, sure.
In your opinion.
Sure, but not only, when you get out of college and you're on your own in your early 20s, which is when you should be really doing your top lifting, it's also a time that if there isn't something close, you are out on a limb. You need support then. You need something around. I think the USAW is moving towards that, having more centers, no matter what they might be called, that are sort of the USAW places in the area that people are asked or made aware of that they can go to, and that there's some support there, both for the lifters and the coaches and services too. Here comes another lift from Zachary. We'll see if he make this one.
Just lost it behind.
I know. It was a nice lift too, actually. You got to be under the bar, and you got to put pressure up on that bar as you sit there. Yeah. Okay. You can see one of the problems here, and maybe we get next time Zachary's out, maybe we can get a good look at it. But Zachary, when he sets up, he turns his elbows to the back of the stage and turns them even a little more as he leaves the floor. The elbows should be pointed down at the ends of the bar, and when they're not, it leads to a very possible rotation of the arms around the top and not being able to pull as directly under, so you get a little loopiness on the bar. And I think we saw two examples of what happens right there. But if you guys can, I don't know, if next time he's up, if somebody just look at his elbows as he starts the bar off, my bet is he'll do the same thing. He'll turn his elbows to the back as he starts off, and that's not a good arm position. Tends to make the bar go away from the body at some point during the lift.
Well, Debbie Stevens says on the comment thread, she just wants us to say her name. So Debbie Stevens, there you go. There's your shout out.
There you go.
All
yeah,
right, that'll work.
There you go. Like Debbie, always have liked Debbie.
There you go.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
what she is.
Debbie's been a good fan of the show.
Yep, good fan of the show.
And Rachel Weller says, reminds us that we have had very long days, especially with the first session starting at 7 a.m. on Saturday. I was here at 5:30 a.m. Saturday. I think Phil Sabatini slept here for a few days. He's burrowed into the wall. He's strong enough to.
He's strong enough to do that, yeah. He had a very nice lifter that he coached, a young boy.
Phew.
That was that? It looked like his son, actually. It looked like a clone, and we'll have to look into that later. But
maybe a little less muscular.
Well, just because he's young. He looked like he's very good, though. Borderline A-session type national kid. Can't remember his name, of course, because I have no memory.
Well, that's okay.
All right. Well, I have a memory for usually mundane or insignificant things.
You're on the show for your quick takes.
That's it. Let's see. Zachary, let's...
All right, now Zachary Butler, John McCauley telling us to watch the elbows here.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you to watch the elbows here, so you can...
I'm watching. Eyes are on.
He's already got them slightly turned to the rear. You see that?
Yeah, the bar.
Yeah, see that?
First motion is the bar coming out from his shins.
Yep.
I had that same problem when I was lifting.
Yep. If you don't, the reason to turn the elbows out is that it leads to, one, the arms not being used, which they shouldn't be used coming off the floor. And two, when you do use the arms, is to pull yourself under the bar. And if the elbows are out, then the elbows can go straight up and you can go pretty much straight down. If they are not out, then the bar, just like we just saw there, tends to get away from you somewhere along the line in the pull, and that's what happened there 3 times.
We are having great comments up. Brian Pisani asking, has Kenny Wright lifted yet? Not quite yet.
No.
We haven't seen Kenny yet. Rachel Weller saying, these long days are worth it when watching some great people lift some heavy weights, and I think the last 2 days qualify for that. Great people, heavy weights.
2 good things.
And now we're watching heavier people, heavyweights, lifting heavy weights. And super heavyweights lifting super heavy weights.
I think we've gone about as far as we can go there.
Okay.
The heaviest people lifting the heaviest weight. It's we can go and there's another.
When Don McCauley says put a lid on it. It's a special kind of hurt.
I think we're down that road long enough, right there.
Michael Stemler.
Michael Stemler, right? Yeah.
Opening at 100 kilos from Unrivaled Barbell.
Very quick. Very quick.
That was a good looking lift.
That was pretty explosive.
You talk about a guy I'd want to help move into a new apartment. The guy could move some things quick. Jeez.
Although I found in my past of moving that weightlifters tend not to be able to lift even toasters when it comes to moving somebody.
Because
from one, they suddenly lose their strength. I don't know.
Precision-loaded barbell.
Yeah. Other than that, anything unbalanced, they can't move, or they have something to do that day.
Do you know Ben Fuller? Benjamin Fuller?
Oh, Ben Fuller, sure.
Ben and I helped a friend of ours
Smartest
move.
weightlifter ever, I think. One of the smartest weightlifters ever.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Ben is just started a new professorship in Connecticut.
Show off.
He has a PhD and has a PhD in cryptography.
I think he had a PhD when he was about 16 years old, didn't he? Something like that.
He's been in school for a while.
He has been in school for a while.
He's been in school for a while. Colin Hughes is on thread watching. Gretchen Bredmeyer is watching. Cody Hughes is watching. Everyone is cheering on Stemler or wants to keep.
We're good? Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. He's saying we're on. Yes. Who we got here lifting? Okay, we're still on.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll keep talking.
We got Nathan Schwartz, the lifter.
Schwartz.
This is one we've heard about.
We're supposed to be in favor of him.
I'm all for Nathan Schwartz.
Are you? Pretty quick.
That's a good lift.
Yeah.
Good looking lift. 106.
Yeah,
Good opener at 106.
I think Nathan got a good lift there for sure.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. Michael Stemler up for his second attempt.
Now,
the scoreboard says 105.
we've got a nice lift here, I think.
Cool.
A little forward, but he makes a good adjustment. I think he made that lift.
I think they'll give him that.
I looked it. Let's see. Yep. There we go. We got 3 whites on that. So that's something about lifting that some people have to get used to, and they don't know, is that when you're doing these lifts, especially the snatch, sometimes it's good just to sit down at the bottom and get your balance, and then stand up as you have to, rather than try to rush the stand up, because sometimes you rush it and you lean in, and now you get the bar out of control, and you can't catch up to it.
Folks, for some of you who are just rejoining us, you might have noticed that we cut out for just a brief second, but we are back, and don't worry, because we have all of these lifts recorded as backup. Want to remind everyone that every lift you see here on the live stream, and even the ones you don't if you miss a lift, are recorded on backup, and we will actually be sending them to the lifters in the days and weeks after the competition, so they can see all of their lifts, see the audience reactions, and maybe use them for a little technique work.
Hey, this is great stuff. That's a great tool for lifters to use.
Oh yeah.
That's a great service you guys are providing. This is a great service you guys are providing. It's astounding to me. Yep, that's quick in the second pull.
Hey, any day I'm able to astound Don McCauley is a good day in my book.
Well, and this is one of the things. This isn't something necessarily that the USAW has the responsibility to do, but this is the kind of thing that's going to spread this sport around the country, is the streaming and things like that right now, and just gets you out into the grassroots, gets you out into places that people aren't ever going to see weightlifting. They don't know about weightlifting. They should know about weightlifting, and then you just get more lifters, and that's what we need. We need to build that. We've got 25,000 or so now in the USAW. We need 35,000. It's Julian Lanigan, if I didn't destroy his last name.
Don, I've been destroying last names all week.
All weekend.
But I think Julian's going to come back and destroy that snatch. He has the capability to hit that.
Yep.
He's a big, strong guy. He's going to snatch that weight. And folks, if you're popping back onto this new live feed, we want to hear from you. Who you're cheering for? A lot of Willett fans, a lot of Keith Wright fans.
Can't get rid of those Willett fans.
I know, we tried. We took down the stream to get rid of them, but they're back like roaches.
They can't get
just
rid
like an infestation.
It's unbelievable.
Folks, we want a lot of people watching. You didn't break the stream with your cheers and your views. We want as many people as possible. If you want people to see Keith Wright, or Kenneth Wright, sorry, or James Willett lift, share the stream. Share the stream right to your Facebook page. More people can watch that way. It's pretty great.
Yeah, here's Kenneth. He's a local guy.
And folks, if you ever have a problem with our stream, we do have a backup on YouTube. And if you ever have a problem still, let us know. We respond very quickly. We got 5 people working hard behind the scenes to bring you this coverage.
Oh, that's pretty cute.
That's good.
That's not bad. That's a big guy moving well right there.
Big boys can move fast.
They can.
They can move fast. Folks, just for those of you tuning back into this stream, if you ever have a problem with a Barbend live stream, let us know in the comments. We have people standing by to problem solve, and we're back up. We are back up and running, and we're quick because we got a pro crew, people with a lot of talent, a lot more talent than Don and I.
God, yes. Although, frankly, we've got the looks.
I got the hair. It covers up everything bad.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah. Because those who can't lift, teach, and those who can't teach, talk.
That's exactly. Yes, you don't have to know hardly anything to talk.
Oh, I don't.
No.
I don't. We had a few people asking, that David Tao kid, he seems nice, but how's he qualified to talk about weightlifting? And that was a fantastic question.
Yeah.
No, but it's been fun to bring you guys this stream all weekend.
Well, it's fun for it. Like I say, taking part in something like this, having this even going on is amazing to me, and always try to be part of it if I got the time. Oh, man, that's powerful.
Whoa.
Yeah.
James Willett is the man of the hour.
No wonder.
And holy crap, he didn't disappoint.
Yeah, he did not disappoint. He just about threw that through the roof.
Powerful snatch.
Yep.
That was a very powerful snatch.
A lot of force going into that bar.
We have dozens of people watching just for him, I believe. People love James Willett. If there's another lifter you're cheering for in this session, we want to know. This is just the snatches. We got clean and jerks too a little later on, but we want to know who you're cheering for. Nathan Schwartz, his second attempt, 111 kilos. Talked to Nathan a little earlier. I'll give a little rundown of that after this lift. Oh, that's good looking.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Don?
Yeah, that's pretty quick. That's pretty quick, pretty efficient.
Nathan came up to me earlier and said he was really enjoying the live stream, and it had him pumped up. And I mean, that's music to my ears, because if we can give these lifters a spotlight, if it helps them lift some heavy weights and gives them some encouragement,
sure,
all for it.
Sure.
Whatever is allowed by USADA and WADA, we will give to the lifters to help them lift.
Yeah.
Folks, if you're cheering for James Willett, if you're cheering for Christopher Cole, if you're cheering for any of these lifters, let us know in the comments, because they'll go back and they'll watch these videos and they'll still see the love, they'll see who was watching, and you don't want to be the person where they ask, were you watching? I don't have proof.
Yeah.
Prove that you're watching.
Prove that you're watching.
Leave a comment. Better yet, share it.
Hey, I was watching. There you go.
Paper trail.
That's right.
Digital paper trail.
Take a photo of it or something.
I'm here with Don McCauley, a man who knows how to cover his tracks.
Yes. Dealing with the USAW for years, you'll learn how to cover your tracks. You'll learn how to make sure you've done things like in triplicate.
We don't,
you don't want anything to escape. Got a big organization now. A lot more people.
Well, a lot more people means a lot more complications.
It does, but it also, there's a reason to do things, and also, to be very frank, there's money to do things with.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, when you got 25,000 versus 1,200 members, you tend to make more money. You bring more money in.
I'm not a math guy, Don.
Yeah, I don't want to go too far, above here, but pretty much.
If you want to bust out the abacus, maybe we could do some multiplication
I
tables.
invented the abacus, so I've been around for a while.
Don uses an iPhone, but he uses it like an abacus. He's still sliding left and right.
Still
It's just
sliding.
different tech.
Yeah. It's a slide rule. I'm still doing calculus with a slide rule. That's all.
I got Julian
As if I
Lanigan.
could do calculus before.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's a lie. Let's see if this guy can get that bar around his head. Tighten the shoulders last time. Yeah,
Spin him out there.
Yeah.
He's got the pull for that.
Oh no, there's no question of the power here. It's a little, little mobility problem, little flexibility problem, and I suspect a little problem of wanting to use his arms and shoulders rather than his legs and hips, and you can't do that. That doesn't bring the bar up.
Folks, I just want to give a public and sentimental shout out to Don McCauley. Because he's taken the time after a busy 2 days of coaching and coming on our stream yesterday to come on the stream again today, and that's pretty great. And he's not getting paid.
All the rumors about me are untrue.
He has made very few demands, like just a tiny number.
Nothing at all.
Yeah, fewer than I expected. And out of the goodness of his heart, he's coming on. He's bringing years, decades. I'll stop there.
Literally decades. Lots of decades.
To the American weightlifting public and to the folks watching our stream. If you have questions for Don, please let us know. And I can't think of anyone better to be observing, coaching, and commenting this weekend. So thanks, Don. Appreciate it. And that's as sentimental as I'll get.
You may have to give that a second thought after.
You got a little scared there when I said that word.
A little bit. A little worried. But hey, I've been very, very lucky. I've been fortunate to be in this field, working with Olympic lifters and throwers and football players, different athletes, for a lot of years. Not necessarily for pay at all times, but it's getting there. I've been very lucky over the last few years to be in several organizations that have had big teams, and we're able to hire coaches.
Julian Lanigan is going for his final attempt here.
See if he can get one now.
This is make or break for him. He has to make this total today.
A lot of power here. A lot of speed. I would suspect football player in the past. And
maybe a little rebend there.
Yeah, like a little rebend on his left arm, but let's see if somebody caught it, but two didn't.
All right.
So
you only need two. You only need two.
Always smile when you've got the bar overhead is my motto.
So Gretchen Bredemeyer says Gainville loves Nate Schwartz. Shout out to Nate Schwartz, who is lifting in this session. Cody Hughes also saying go Nate.
There you go.
A lot of fans of these lifters here, these heavyweights and super heavyweights. Like the big guys are the popular guys, I guess. You got the football players, the homecoming kings.
It has been in the past in this country that the big guys were the only weightlifters ever to be seen at all by anybody. That's changing. Just saw a big full-page layout of Matty Rogers
in Elle Magazine.
Elle Magazine.
Yeah.
And that's good to see. That's good to see.
It's fantastic to see.
We've had a lot of both men and women in our past that have got overlooked by any advertisers or anything like that. And it's just because they weren't known. We didn't have enough of this stuff going on, like live streams and TV appearances. Let's see.
And handsome color commentators.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go,
Justin. Far, way too far
off the ground there.
Got way on the front of his feet coming off the ground, and he could not get that back. Can't push through the front of the feet unless you happen to be doing the Chinese pole and you're essentially trained by somebody over in China. Or possibly Stephen Powell. Well, Stephen Powell knows how to do it.
Michael Stemler. Michael Stemler is coming out for his third and final attempt of the day. He had 2 massively fast power snatches over this competition.
Yeah.
And boy, does he have a lot of raw strength.
Yeah.
And a lot of speed.
A lot of speed.
Maybe another football player in the past, I might guess.
I'll take a wild shot at that, yeah.
Or a thrower.
And, oh, that was nice. That was nice. That was quick. I don't think any elbow prop. Yeah, no, okay, I missed that.
Looks like one judge thought they saw a little press up, but they're giving it to him.
Yeah, and a lot of speed up there, and that was a little bit forward. That's probably where that elbow tick came from, but boy, that got up there fast.
Michael lifts out of unrivaled weightlifting. I've had a lot of those folks lifting this weekend. Good to see them out in big numbers. Team number has grown, but team sizes are getting bigger. You're getting cities with big
unbelievable
teams of weightlifters.
No, just more teams. I mean, I used to be able to go to meets, and pretty much I knew all the teams that were going to be there.
You might know all the lifters at some point.
And most of the lifters, yeah, realistically. And now it's just new people every time, new teams. This, like I say, this sport is expanding so fast that the USAW is really staying. They're staying on their horse to try to keep up with the changes in numbers they're going to have in meets and everything else.
Staying on their bull at this point.
Well, yeah, just about. Well, I'll tell you, they're making some nice choices.
They sure are.
And they certainly have it looking like a lot more classy sport than it used to look like.
It's the same. A lot of loop action there. A lot of horizontal movement.
On the front, again, he's on the front of his feet. You immediately give up the bar to the front. You're away from the base of support, and once that happens, you're just lucky if you make it.
Well, I'm going to ask Don McCauley a question, but first I'm going to pose it to the crowd, to the viewers. We got as Mike Graber would say, and said earlier throughout the day, we have a small weightlifting competition coming up in a few weeks called the Olympic Games in Rio. It's no RVA Open.
No.
But we want to know who you're looking forward to seeing at that meet. There have been some recent suspensions. Some lifters will not be showing up at that meet. Some favorites, perhaps going into 2016, will not be showing up there. But who are you looking forward to still seeing? We have a lot of great lifters. We have Qian Tao of China, who I share a surname with and might be related to, for all I know. I'm not really sure.
Can never tell.
You can. I mean, you can. We don't look that much alike. I have better hair, but
he doesn't have that hair.
He doesn't have that hair. He doesn't have the curls. But looking forward to seeing him personally. Looking forward to seeing a lot of lifters. Who are you excited to see in Rio? Don, anyone you're excited to see in Rio? We got 4 Americans going. That's exciting.
Yeah, and I hate to sound all patriotic and stuff, but I'm looking forward to seeing Kendrick Ferris get to another one.
That's 3 for him.
He's been it's 3 for him. That's a big deal, and he's just been, about our best male lifter for a while.
Well, he's been one of the 2 best for at least 8 years.
Yeah, I mean, just an incredible lifter. There we go.
Kenneth right, number
Kenneth
2
again. Kenneth's got a lot of speed. Look at that squat, too. That is not bad.
For a big guy, he gets way down there.
Really does. Nice extension, gets around the bar, sits on it real good.
He's getting a lot of call-outs. Christina Clark's saying, yeah, Kenny. Brian Holland, Kenny.
Yep.
Oh, man, a lot of people love Amber Manesi. Nice lift, bro. Beth Sroka, Tom Sroka's wife, out of Chicago land, cheering on Kenny. Tom Sroka, his coach.
Kenny's moving real well.
Jared Myatt saying, let's go, Kenny. He has a good support network behind him and has clearly gotten good coaching from Tom and the folks in the Chicagoland area.
Yeah, Tom's got a good eye.
Yeah.
For stuff he always did. When you had a group of guys down at Muscle Driver, Tom was one of the guys that could spot guys doing this or that, and a lot of respect between the lifters down there that take advice. He's one of the guys that could that you could count on giving good advice to other guys in there.
Mm-hmm. Justin Wallace, go Kenny. Jared Myatt, he has such a solid bottom position. He really does. Solid bottom.
Solid bottom, yes. Country
right, Devin
group.
Briscoe.
Country group, I think. Solid bottom.
Solid, not to be confused with the Soggy Bottom
No,
boys
that's
from
a
Oh
whole
Brother
other
Where Art
group.
Thou.
Whole other group. Yeah.
Megan Harrigan said you should see Nate's bottom position.
Never mind.
We'll keep this PG-13 for now, but
It's a rowdy crowd out there on the internet.
Devin Briscoe, he's a big-looking 105. We did a 104 today. He's a big, tall dude.
Guy. Yeah. A little on the front, but he got there.
He moves quick.
Yeah, moves quick. Good
Little
rhythm.
bit
Good
of a-
rhythm to his lift.
Maybe he's been a little longer off the ground than Don would have liked.
Yeah, well, I mean, it just, yeah, he floated a little bit and he was on the front of his feet a little bit.
Tom Soroka says he needs another Baconator. Watching all this movement really works up the appetite.
He had several minutes without a Baconator. He's getting a little jittery.
Tom's going to need one every 5 minutes for the next 20 minutes, then every 6 minutes thereafter.
Yeah.
Sean O'Day's laughing at it. Jacob Hazard, let's go, Devin. Devin made that lift. Thanks for encouraging him, folks.
Anybody that knows Devin, tell him not to get off his feet so long. Get those things back down and get going the other way.
James Willett, the man that a lot of folks on this stream are watching for. Second attempt snatch, 115 kilos.
There we go. Boom, quick.
Oh, man, that's even better than his first.
Bang, yeah. Yeah, he's just got a lot of...
He's not disappointing,
folks. A lot
folks.
of power.
If anyone has any interesting facts about James Willett, I'd love to relay them on the air. No, seriously.
Let's open up his life.
Yeah. Open. No, it's open. No, nothing.
Well,
I mean, hey, social media. We all live in glass houses these days.
Oh, God.
Don. You probably don't mind.
What I don't mind at all was that I lived in an era where there were no cameras. I'm very happy about that. I got through my 20s, 30s, and 40s without the phone being a camera. I'm very happy about that. There could be a lot of stuff back there. Glad not to have any record of it. That's good.
Don McCauley reminding us he was once cool and rambunctious.
Well, I don't know about cool, but... No.
Oh, Christopher Cole.
That's almost too slow off the floor
Yeah, a
and
little
too
too
deliberate.
patient. Well, he met the bar and then just sank into it.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're that slow off the floor and that deliberate, you end up essentially having to do a hang, whatever you're doing, hang clean, hang snatch, and everything is dependent on how quick you can move around, and you're giving up getting any momentum at all from the floor.
You see some lifters get away with it. You see some of the North Korean lifters get away with it.
If you're really short, you can get away with it because there's not much distance to go.
Bar, yeah.
But when you're this tall, like he was just then, you're giving up too much distance in the bar.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna get another shot at this,
Yeah.
Christopher Cole. I think he's gonna follow him. Looks like he's gonna follow himself. I don't know if he's gonna add some weight to buy a little time on the clock or get a swap out with another lifter. Joshua Willett said his big brother's gonna kill the third lift. He's looking good.
I won't argue with that. He's killed two of them. Doesn't look like he's really...
No bodies to be found.
No, doesn't look like he's near his maximum.
He's not even squatting. How long has James... Folks on the thread should be able to ask this. How long has James Willett been weightlifting?
Yeah.
We got his brother on. We got his... He either has a lot of cousins or he's very popular. You can't have both, I've realized.
Probably
not.
not.
Emmy Hudson says, James Willett, so handsome, what a lucky girlfriend. I think I met James Willett's girlfriend earlier today. I think she came up to the booth, said hey, said, make sure you watch James Willett. It's pretty much what she said.
Well,
I think that was her.
if not, we'll have his girlfriend very angry.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah. That's another story altogether.
His Richmond girlfriend.
Well, Christopher, right? Christopher Cole. Younger guy.
Collar to collar, wide grip, big tall guy.
Yep.
That's better.
But
he can't hold it.
It's the same thing, though. I know. Again, he almost gets too much energy going into the bar when he comes down. He almost brings it down on himself.
Rachel Weller reminds us, or lets us know, James Willett's been lifting for 2 years.
2 years.
And then Josh Perks says, bar bend, you guys are awesome. Josh Perks, you're pretty awesome. Thanks for watching.
Like him. Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Give the stream a share if you want your other friends to see it. Or if you don't want them to see it, still give it a share.
Yeah.
Earl Cardigan says James Willett was born in the pits of Hades. He was handed to his father, and his father handed him a barbell, and the legend of Willett was born. That sounds a little apocryphal to me. I don't know if that's...
I'm not quite believing that story. I mean, it could be.
Maybe that's paraphrased.
It could be. Yeah, I think it's completely made up from whole cloth. It's a total lie.
William Matt's opening at 116. He is strutting up to that barbell. Maybe it's because his knee sleeves are
real thick in the hips and legs there.
Hey, that could be good for weightlifting.
Yeah, excellent for weightlifting. I'm going to bet that he was a thrower at one time. I'm probably very wrong. Forward. Yep, not a bad lift, but just forward all the way up.
I think we'll come out and see him make that.
Yeah, that's that. He's going to be angry about that. That's an easy lift for him. Got pulled over, lifted his hips a little bit coming off the floor, got the change of angle there, and that left it forward.
Megan Harrigan says Nate Schwartz, first of his name, lifter of barbells, crusher of gains. That rhymes, actually.
Wow.
Put some thought into that.
Oh, God.
That's pretty great.
Write that down. That's a T-shirt.
That's pretty great. Blake Hare, he says, come on, Devin, Odyssey Weightlifting is cheering you on, bud. Odyssey Weightlifting, showing some good representation on the live stream. That's awesome.
Where's Odyssey Weightlifting from? I have no
guys, let us know where Odyssey
here.
Weightlifting is.
Yeah, these we've got the names of clubs, but we don't have where they are.
We have
in front of us.
Little break while the loaders are
blood.
awesome loaders, some of whom lifted earlier today, cleaning the barbell a little bit.
Yep.
Builds up chalk. Sometimes you build up a little blood if someone, busts a callus and you have to sanitize the bar. Safety first here, obviously. And anything that you'd see as far as etiquette in a high-level national competition, you'll probably see here.
Yeah.
At the RVA Open and Invitational, they're running a pretty darn tight ship.
They always have. This has been a well-run meet for a while, and this is just about the same kind of experience you'd get at a national thing, except of course the size of it. But still, quality of lifting is pretty good here.
So Odyssey Weightlifting's out of Silverdale, Washington. They're in their first year. So West Coast.
Silverdale, Washington.
I couldn't point to that where it is on. I couldn't point to that on a map.
No, but I mean that. I would wonder how they got out here for this meet, unless it's a military situation where somebody's. But I wouldn't think they traveled out here from Washington. I've been to Washington a couple of times, giving clinics. Great place.
I couldn't point to Silverdale on a map. To be fair, I couldn't point to Washington on a map. I didn't.
That's your whole generation.
I was educated in Kentucky, so
Washington D.C. That might be they might be saying Washington. It could be Washington D.C.
Where?
Oh God. Oh, it's hopeless. We're doomed.
Just reminding Don McCauley that he's out of touch.
that could be very well true.
William Matt's second attempt. See if he can get under this one a little better than the first.
Keep the chest up coming off the floor. That'll be good. Right? A little forward again.
His hips rose a little bit there, too.
Yeah, same thing. Same thing. The hips are just getting a little bit ahead of him and just leaving it about 2 inches forward all the way up.
So you were right, Don, for the first time.
What?
You were right. Devin is Odyssey's third lifter to qualify for a national event. He's a veteran, and he's at school here at Old Dominion University.
Bang.
So that's why he didn't travel out just for the event, although this is an event worth traveling for.
Sure it is.
We both traveled for it.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, and you'll find people travel from a lot of places to come to this event.
And Paul Van says, when James Willett finishes his workout, the gym takes a break. That sounds awfully nice. A break.
Sounds like he might be getting a little bit too much attention down there. I don't know.
What is this guy? What's his secret here?
Little handing out the Kool-Aid pretty soon or something.
I wish I had been James Willett in high school or something. Yeah.
I don't know.
Now that I'm more of an adult, I don't want that many friends.
No, not really.
I want to stay in on a Friday night.
I've got cats.
Nathan Schwartz, who's lifting as a very light 105.
He should be a super as far as this sport goes.
Yeah.
But
116 kilos on the bar.
Good lifter. There it comes. Should have it. Yeah, he does have it. Stay there, son. There's a good example.
Looped the bar a little bit.
Looped it a little
at
bit.
the hips.
But he's got nice flexible shoulders and a good strong body, and he stayed down there, as I was talking about before. He just sat under it and waited for it and got the balance and stood.
Folks, if you're just joining us, I'm sitting here with international weightlifting coach Don McCauley. He's coached some Olympians, coached some world team members, coached some Olympic medalists.
And coached some people you'll never hear of.
Oh, you'll never hear of.
And that's not bad at all.
That's not, you know what? No one's necessarily better than anyone else, except some weightlifters are stronger than others. I mean, that's
I've
fair.
basically always been like that, frankly. If somebody's lifting a bar in front of me, I really don't care what level they're at. I just try to coach them up. It's as much fun for me either way.
William Metz needs his third attempt. This is do or die for him.
Somebody should be telling him in the back to keep his chest up coming off the floor, and he'll make it because he's strong enough. And I think he did.
Oh,
he did.
nice.
Yeah,
he must have heard your cue subliminally.
Maybe they're getting the stream back there and backstage.
Yeah, well,
Could be.
yeah. People are streaming it in
I
here.
think if anybody looks at the 3 lifts he just had, you'll see his hips come up on 2 of them, and his hips didn't come up on that one, and he made it. And that was about the only difference. A good setup position and everything else, and good speed, good power, and he was just out of position on the first 2, and he wasn't on the third. Getting some good music here every once in a while,
The
too.
DJ's doing a real good job.
Yeah, it used to be in the old days in the USAW, you couldn't dare play music during the weightlifting meet. Oh God, I remember in fact, talking of, we're from New England here. Got a duo that's from New England, Dennis Reno. I had a meet once when I ran a small barbell club up there, and I had a barbecue at the meet, and I had music between the lifts. This was a long time ago. It was frowned upon.
Don, give me just a second. I'm going to chat with our tech crew real quick.
Oh, okay. Here we go. We've got Nick Rawle up there. 118 kilos. Pop. And very easily. Uh-oh. And there you go. There's a little helicopter action. And again, without knowing him, I don't know exactly the reason, but tough way to miss a lift. That was a very good lift, actually. Very good. Did that very easily, but then got spinning on it, and that was about it.
Folks, if you'll bear with us a little second, now some people are saying their feed's a little choppy. That could be a few things. It's nothing with our equipment, but it could be a little blip on the internet here in Richmond, Virginia. It could be some internet connectivity in a lot of different ways. We are still streaming live. But apologies if there are any blips. You know, we can only control the internet so much. However, if you're having trouble seeing it on Facebook, you can check out our redundant stream on YouTube. If you go to rvaopen.com or barbend.com, we have an article right at the top. We have a
Here
YouTube
we go
stream.
with Kenny Wright's lifting again at 118. I'll just keep broadcasting as if everything's okay.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Keep that going. And see if Kenny gets his third one, 118 kilos. Made 2 very easy lifts. Oh,
Got shot out from under that one.
Just got out in front a little bit with that one. Looped it in the second pull a little bit. Didn't quite look as confident as he had on the other 2. Slowed down a little bit. I don't think it was the weight difference. I think it was just maybe a lift that was a little bit towards his best, and he was a little hesitant on it. You can't let that happen. You gotta just let yourself go on every lift, let the big muscles move it, and try to keep the same rhythm you've got.
We got Devin Briscoe coming up for his next attempt.
Yep, and we're going to 120.
All right, start the clock for Devin Briscoe.
264 pounds for you people that are still in the pounds.
Thanks, Don. A lot of people are. You have a lot of people who get started weightlifting through CrossFit or maybe in a gym that doesn't have kilogram plates.
Yeah.
So this is one way to kind of.
So in any case, this is quite a bit of weight over the body weight of these lifters.
Oh yeah.
This is a 105 lifter here, Devin rather, Briscoe. See if he can get around the top a little faster. We'll see. A little bit. He's a little forward.
But he's really on his toe.
Oh boy, that's going to be a miss. Yep. Just couldn't quite control it.
That center ref didn't budge at all.
No. Obviously a veteran referee, or he's perhaps asleep. Could be probably a veteran referee. A lot of volunteer help up here at the RVA for this meet. A lot of the members and stuff like that. They got people everywhere, and the people know what they're doing.
Folks, just to let you know, a few people have reported a little trouble watching on the stream, watching on Facebook. It seems like Facebook servers might be acting up a little bit. Just to let you know, we have a redundant stream that's coming through crystal clear for everyone across the country and across the world. Over on YouTube. So if you go to
across the world. You're saying across the world.
Around the world.
Well, anyway, but this is worldwide.
This is worldwide. So if you go to barbend.com or RVAOpen.com, if you're not seeing it super clearly on Facebook, it's streaming on YouTube as well.
Here we go with Nick Rowell, and we're still at 120 kilos. And that's
too far behind him.
Really does have a little bit of a problem with that right shoulder. Keeping things steady over that right side. It looks like his legs and everything are okay. It looks like his core is strong enough, but there's something going on with his shoulders that's not quite able to steady that weight overhead like he should be. It looks like he should be able to, because he looks like he's strong as an ox.
Folks, and just an update from our tech side, because at Barbend we really we value our viewers, and we just want to let you know our update. Looks like the streams, both streams, Facebook and YouTube, are coming through nice and clear now. We had a few people in 2 different regions reporting it was getting a little choppy. Right now, streams are coming through clear. Thank you so much for letting us know so we could get on top of that so that it didn't affect viewers in other regions or viewers on our redundant streams, and we really do appreciate that. Thank you very much. You guys are helping our tech team make sure that the streaming activity is staying premier, which is what we want to bring you.
I think it's fair to say with the stream that both of us are exceptionally much more handsome than we show up on the stream.
Well, I mean, we're not showing it to you in the highest resolution.
No, we could get higher resolution,
but we don't want to scare anyone.
Well,
could be.
We want James Willett to be maintaining his popularity and not to have it turn over to us.
I don't think he needs any help maintaining his popularity.
No, evidently not.
There are about 100 people watching this stream cheering for James Willett. I can't name 100 people that I know.
No, I know maybe 100 that don't like me. I can name that, but that's pretty easy. Really.
You know them. You have to interact with them for them to not like you in the first place or say something.
Well, if I interact with people, they usually don't like me.
Actually,
initially anyway.
In an age of social media, the great thing is you actually don't have to interact with anyone. You can just say something into the ether.
Yeah,
and they'll hate you.
Talking to yourself. Here comes Nick. Hopefully he can get this this snatch. It's local guy here, 105 lifter, pretty stout looking.
Stout's a great word to describe lifters. I think most lifters would like to be described
Australians,
as stout.
And the English like to call people stout. I like to drink stout too. hold that. Come on, son.
Wow,
There he
great
goes. There
fight
he goes.
for the local lifter.
Yeah, there you go.
Nick Rowell.
There you go. Happy about that.
I think that's event organizer Jake Rowell's brother.
Oh, yep.
And that's some detective work based on his last name, so I can read.
Wow.
Wow, David. Wow.
Sherlock. You're regular Sherlock. Yeah, that's unbelievable.
When I was in college getting coached
you
by
went to college.
Dennis. Yeah. Oh. Real impressive, David.
Well, we can understand why you've got these skills then. You went to
Right,
college.
the skills.
Detective skills.
Skills.
Investigative skills.
Well, I like that you make that plural.
That's right, many. But in any case, that was a hell of a nice save. Glad for him because he looked easily capable of the weight, and he had just lost 2 on that sort of something there on the right side. Certainly made the bar helicopter around, and he got enough of that one where it was still moving to the back, but he stood with it very easily and got a good lift. We're happy to keep him in the hunt, in the competition.
So we've just taken the bar to 125 kilograms, which means I get to say something that Mike Graber loves to hear.
Uh-oh.
We got 2 slabs of beef.
Oh, yeah.
2 slabs of beef, and I just disappoint Don McCauley.
Wow.
Don, I'm glad we're not related.
Wow.
I'm glad you're not the father I never had, because I would just disappoint you every day of the week.
Well,
huh?
quoting Graber,
No. That I used to say it to annoy Graber.
Oh,
it's
okay.
even worse.
Oh, that's I like that. That's okay.
Devin Briscoe going for his final attempt here. Devin's a big, tall lifter. Coming to us out of Odyssey Weightlifting.
Stand up now, son. Oh, he's over the other way.
It's too
Lost
far
it
back.
the other way.
He had a big jump back on that one.
Yeah, he did, and that's not a good jump back. There are people that jump back, and it's fine. That's not one.
We don't want that.
No, we don't want that particular jump back.
Folks, if you're liking the stream, if you're liking watching these lifters, we're going to be back for the clean and jerk portion pretty soon. We have a few more snatches to go, but it ain't over yet. It ain't over. We got a weight change now. You know, we have a lot of people watching from Chicago. That's Chicago and Columbus, Ohio, some of the better represented cities watching the stream. Friend of mine, Craig Pugh, formerly of New York City, now in Chicago. Masters weightlifter in Chicago watching the stream. Shout out to Craig and all those in the Chicagoland area.
A lot of great lifting over the years from Chicago.
A lot of bad lifting, too.
Just a lot of lifting.
Kidding.
There have been great lifters, great clubs out there for an awful long time, going back through the 50s and 40s, really.
Yeah.
And Columbus, of course, the home of the Arnold.
Hey.
Good lifting. And plus, I think Columbus, and somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the last place that the Senior World Championships was held in the United States.
Except for last year.
Except for last year.
Except for the most
recent one. Up until last year.
Don McCollum showing off his famous memory.
Exactly. You never know what's going to come around on the loop.
Now, Donald Jackson's about to take his opening attempt at 126. Donald Jackson, you might recognize the voice. He's been the announcer for much of the weekend.
Yeah. I know Donald well. Come down to visit us a couple of times at Muscle Driver. Powerful guy. And thankfully a nice guy.
He's a really, yeah, thank goodness.
Always like when the powerful guys are nice.
Oh, wow.
Nice lift. That's pretty.
Plenty of power, but it looked good. The bar path looked good.
Yeah, that's nice. That's just very powerful, very rhythmic. Rhythm is so important in this sport. It can be very powerful, and you don't have the idea of how to keep your body in a good rhythm on this lift, then it doesn't do you much good.
Peter Upham is watching from Australia, and it's Monday morning, Australia. He says the stream is great. Thanks for tuning in, Peter. Appreciate it. Nick Jones says, let's go, Donald. Donald smoked that first attempt. I'm curious to see what he ends with.
Yeah,
that was a power snatch.
That was a power snatch, and just like I say, very, very easily taken on the rise, as we say sometimes. Watching from Australia.
We had a lot of Australian viewers this weekend, actually. All over the world. I've counted 13
coach down
countries.
there, real good coach down there named Martin Harlow. think he had just one of his females did real well down there. May have qualified for the Olympic team from down there, I think, or may have qualified very highly if they get slots this year.
Their female lifter this year was the runner-up last year at the CrossFit Games. Tia Claire Toomey, and she's working out.
I've heard the name.
She's competing at the CrossFit Games, and 2 weeks later at the Olympics.
Yeah, not something I'd suggest.
Don McCauley, I'm glad we had the camera on Don when he said that. His face says it all.
Well, I mean, you talk to a lot of athletes in CrossFit, of course, is the way that a lot of them got into Olympic lifting. And, you may come from a country, in this case, talking about the Olympics, you may come from a country that's going to get slots, and you may be able to walk into the slots if you've got a certain amount of talent. But, to me, if you want to be the best at something, then you pick one thing.
Yeah.
And you can't be the highest level CrossFit competitor and the highest level Olympic competitor you could be doing both at that kind of a training amount. It's not going to happen.
Well, Tia Claire Toomey is 22 years old, out of Australia, and you might argue, or I would argue, she's a much better CrossFitter than a weightlifter. She got second at the CrossFit Games as a rookie, and that comes with a lot of money.
Yeah,
that comes with almost 6 figures worth of prize money.
Right.
And there are very few weightlifting competitions.
She can do what you want.
Yeah. More power to her.
Yeah. But if I was giving advice to somebody that was a pretty good CrossFitter, and I'm talking high regional level CrossFitter, and they had entered Olympic lifting and they want to make, they want to see what they can do, I would consider making a choice.
Yeah.
It's a tough. They're tough and tough sports to train for both, and they don't have an exceptionally large amount in common as for how you develop your muscles and develop your speed and stuff like that. They are related, but this is one rep max.
Well, Tia, I will say, is doing something no one's ever done before.
Well, if you happen to be in the right place in the world, and that's certainly, and of course, if you're also able to get marketing out of it, that's certainly something to do.
So Donald Jackson going for his second attempt at 130. We still have yet to see the final attempt for James Willett, I believe, has one more attempt.
133, I think this is, unless I'm...
Oh, Donald Jackson, 133, sorry.
Yeah.
7 kilo jump.
Which means my eyesight is a little better than yours, which is sad. Of course, I have telescopes on my head, so...
I have contacts in, too.
Well, then...
But you don't need great vision to see Donald Jackson.
No.
Big, strong guy.
Good lifter.
He's going to lift this weight.
He's a good student, too. He came down. He listens well. He learns very quickly. Yeah, it looked about as easy as the last one.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
What a good lifter.
Yeah.
He is pumped up, and he should be. Donald Jackson, just to remind folks, he spent almost 18 hours this weekend, yesterday and today, announcing the competition.
Yeah, and that's not easy. That sounds, that's not hard. We're doing it.
No. Well, we're color commenting.
Yeah,
which is where
that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, that's a few rungs down.
But just sitting for that long is not exactly the best thing for your body if you're going to go, lift or anything else for that matter.
Well, announcing live for a live audience is probably a bit like, I don't know, maybe acting in a play, whereas color commentating is, I don't know, maybe like
talking in the back room, the play's like going on.
Yeah, something like that. Gossiping.
Intermission.
Soap
talking,
opera actor.
Something like that. Yeah, it's not really that difficult. Well, I'm not saying I'm not having fun. It's not that difficult.
James Willett, his third and final snatch attempt, 134 kilograms.
James has made a couple of nice snatches.
Nice power snatches. So let's see if he can
very powerful guy.
Get under this one enough to
134.
Secure the weight.
30 seconds.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Nope.
Well, we know he can squat.
Yeah, he can.
We saw it there.
Good squat position. Kind of did a thing I really, really don't like, and I'm going to blame the loss of that lift on that. He looked up at the bar when he was under it. And that just means your head leans back.
Yep. Which is going to exacerbate the problem you're already having.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. If it's a little bit forward, you just put it a little more forward as far as balanced.
Justin Phillips just asked to the crowd, and I'll say to us as well, if you had the chance to earn nearly 6 figures in CrossFit and compete in the Olympics, would you not? I mean, of course I would.
Of course I would.
Yeah,
of course.
we're not criticizing to you, Claire, too. We're just saying it's hard.
It's just what I meant was I would certainly not advise somebody to take that path at the beginning. That's you're going to be a rear athlete, and you're also going to have to be in a country in the world that maybe it might be a little bit easier to make the Olympic team.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to do that, especially in a country like, look, let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah. China.
You make the Olympic team in China. They're not going to let you go. You're not going to the CrossFit Games. Yeah,
yeah,
you're not going.
They're not going to let you go.
Do not pass go.
Anyway.
Do not collect your 6-figure CrossFit.
No. Well, nobody's getting 6 figures over there anyway. But maybe they are. But
currency exchange,
yeah.
Maybe my cousin Tan Tao.
But yeah, I mean, if there are, if there are 1 or 2 or 3 lifters in your country that are probable people to get to an Olympic team, rather than a place like China where there are probably 50 people that are capable of making the Olympic squad in weightlifting, both men and women, then it's a little different situation.
But that is, so let's talk a little bit about the Chinese weightlifters. China's just been such a dominant force over the past decade.
Yeah.
What do you attribute that to, Don?
Well, yeah, they're somewhat dominant. I attribute it to getting organized. They've literally got billions of people to choose from.
You don't need to hold your tongue. That's the truth.
Well, I mean, that's the truth. And frankly, their country, the size of the people that are in their country is rather small, which fits weightlifting rather well.
So Donald Jackson going for...
he's looked awfully good. 136. 136 is it here?
It's 136. He made 134 on his previous attempt. 134.
Okay.
But this is for 2 kilos above.
No,
not quite. So he'll credit it with 134 kilos
a little bit to
on
the
his
front.
second attempt.
Yeah.
He has the power for that, but he just wasn't super confident off the ground.
It looked like he changed what he did at the floor a little bit at the setup, and usually that's indicative of thinking a little bit about the weight more than you did on the last weight.
So, folks, that's it. That's it for the snatches today.
Yeah. Well, it was a pretty smooth session.
Well, what we're going to do is we are going to take a quick, probably 5 to 10 minute break. Don McCauley at some point needs to go to bed. It's past 5 p.m.
What? Oh.
I'm just joking.
I may have to stay the night. No.
But we've had a great time, and we have a little bit more lifting to go. So stick around. Barbend will definitely be back with a live stream of the clean and jerks for this heavyweight and super heavyweight session. And at least one announcer will. So
I might stay. What time is it?
Yeah, it's 7 p.m.
Oh, God, no, I'll stay a little longer.
Okay,
unless you throw me out of here.
Don and I will both be back. Well, I'll be back. I'm going to throw Don out. No, we'll both be back. And for Barbend, see you in a few minutes. I'm David Tao.
I'm Don McCauley.
See you soon, folks. Thank you.
Bye-bye.